Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Tyler's Yarns. Today we got a good friend of mine. He's a fashion icon of Chapel Street. He's also a barber as well at Barberessos. Do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself. Straw?
Yeah, man. I'm Straw. I work at Barberesso down in Prahran. Been a barber for officially 7 years.
Not that long.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking
Been
old,
ages.
man. Yeah. But I started cutting hair from my mum's garage at like 19. So, and then, yeah, when I got my first full-time gig, I was 21. So, yeah, I've been doing it for a long time now.
What made you start cutting hair?
Well, I used to be a disability support worker.
Yeah.
And loved my job. I was like, but I didn't really enjoy like working under the government and stuff. But yeah, and like all the
Politics.
yeah, it just didn't, I like to connect. And then I realized that the main part of my job that I loved was connecting with people. But I didn't like the formal amount of connection, like, rules and shit. And and one day I was just like thinking like, I want to work with people, but on my own terms. And then I was like, just found the YouTube and watching shit. And then
How did you learn how to haircut? Was it just through, were you just like freehanding it or something, or just doing like full buzz cuts or something?
I just started winging it, I just watched a video, and then at first I was like, I really want to own a barber shop of my own one day, and then I was like, well, I should probably learn how to cut hair first. And I just set up like this little shop in my mum's garage, and started watching YouTube and teaching myself like that, and then a shop down in Fitzroy, like
everyone learns from YouTube.
Yeah.
Like you could literally learn how to do anything from YouTube. Like learn how to play the guitar, learn how to I learned how to do Facebook marketing from YouTube videos. Yeah. So you went from your mum's house, and where'd you go next?
Then I was
did you get a lot of people when you were working at your mum's house?
I was doing $15 haircuts. See how much a haircut is now? I was making bank. Like Friday night would be, everyone would come to my house before. I wish I had a picture of it. Yeah, it would be like this garage down in Thomastown.
You got to send me a photo and we'll put it up on the YouTube.
Man, it popped up on my memories like the other day. It's so funny you say that. Yeah, it was like I had this like little like wooden table falling apart and like just like set up there with all my gear on top. And yeah, I started doing that, and like Thursday night and Friday night I was like busy as hell. Yeah. And it was so good for me. I was young, and I'm like
making all this money. How many clients do you reckon you had?
On a Friday night, no joke, 15 people. But I was not good. Like, it was such a vibe. Like it was like people would bring beers, we'd sit there drinking, talking shit, listening to music.
In the garage, just kicking back.
Yeah, smoking darts and just having a good time.
Doesn't get better than that.
Nah, no way. It was, and I think that was like where I learned all my social skills too, because like then when I went into a barbershop, I felt really comfortable because I was, you're like playing host.
Yeah.
I had all these different people around me, and I've got to like make everyone feel really comfortable. And then
as you do, like if you know Straw, makes you the most welcoming person that I reckon I've ever met, and the most unjudgmental and happy human that I've.
Oh, dude, I feel the same about you. Thank you, bro.
So that's just a bit of what Straw's like. Good values and good person, man.
I'm going to blush. But that's what I want to do. Like, I wanted to create like a community and that, and I feel like I've made that with my clientele, and that's why
even now, man, fucking how many people walk past you, like your hairdressing like
the barbershop downstairs. And
then like how many people know you, or how many people you brought from your last barber shop to like the one you're in now.
Dude, I have
there's loyalty and big community, which is massive.
I have customers, like one of my friends, like he comes to my house, I give him free haircuts because he drives all the way from Sunbury.
Yeah, so fun.
And that's like so fun. He comes down like once a month and we like chill, and I'm like, well, I'm like, I can't charge you. Like you drove all this way for me, but it's like mad catch up with him though. And I think that's like life is so busy. Like you're doing your thing, and it's so hard to like make time to see people that you want, and you're so exhausted as well. But like I love my job because it's like everyone always needs a haircut.
Yeah, everyone.
And it's like an excuse, like, oh yeah, I'll go get a haircut, and then I get an hour of their time, we get to catch up. And that was like the main thing. Like I felt Especially for like guys don't really communicate about their emotions and things. But you know, when someone sits in my chair, and I think like because eye contact can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
But when they sit, I'm not looking at them directly in the eye. We're looking through a mirror. So this like level of, relaxation comes, and then depending on how I am, I can like, really, I always start my haircuts with like, how's life treating you?
Yeah. Do you feel like sort of like a therapist when you're in that sort of situation?
Yeah. Well, I get all different. Yes, but more informal, casual. That's why I like.
Yeah.
That's
like
why
a casual therapy.
Where you can like be real, where you can tell me like, tell me everything about your day, good things, bad things, and like, some customers that come in, they're like, we'll have like the worst day ever, and then I see my role because like majority, like obviously, you want to give them a good haircut, but reality is most of my customers are going bald.
Yeah.
So like they're not going to look like the models and all that, but I see my job as like I'm like their little coach in their corner, geeing them up about life, geeing them up about themselves, encouraging them that they can go out there and just like, do whatever they want. And, when they look in the mirror, I want them to look in the mirror and be like, man, I want to fuck myself right now. Like,
I feel so fucking good, man.
I want them to feel
I think it felt like, getting into your chair, like, that's the way you should, like,
for sure.
Feel. And, like, I don't think a lot of people who do haircuts and stuff and barbers and stuff don't give that experience of, like, community and, like...
No, that's why I'm, like, even though I'm working for someone else, like, I love where I work. My boss is so accommodating to me. She allows me. I'm a very big personality, and I find it really. I have an issue with authority. So I like find it difficult to work in a place where I've been at this place. Like I started there 4 years ago. I've worked there at a year when I was overseas, but I've been there for and I feel so comfortable. And I have all my customers that are so different, so rowdy, so loud.
Yeah, there's all
and they
different
come in
walks of life.
they can come in, tell me about their benders on the weekend. Like, relationship issues or like,
work issues and
and like, it's like a group therapy for everyone, and they feel comfortable that they can share that in like a public space. And when they walk out, they're like, oh,
well, you've sort of built a safe space for that as well.
Definitely.
So, like, moving on to that with, like, your confidence as well, like, you're building the safe space and you're a very confident dude. The stuff that you wear, you're very stylish. Like, how did you build up that confidence?
Well, yeah, I think it's more like, I know when I was younger and then, like, I would, like, say... I guess my parents were always like trying to make me dress in a certain way, and like love them. But then I always felt really uncomfortable wearing things. Wearing what everyone else wore. Like for me, I dress like this because it gives me confidence. Yeah. Like when I don't dress the way I dress for anyone else. Like I put my clothes on and I look in the mirror and I'm like, I feel like I look good. Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's not.
I think people like, especially nowadays, try to please people just from wearing what they want to wear. Like people don't want to wear outrageous stuff or like push boundaries. Like I think a lot of people in Melbourne do, but there's a lot of people that don't as well.
For sure. Like you see them there, or like everyone has insecurities and stuff like that, but they're trying to, you see when like trends come through.
Yeah, people just like jump on the trend.
And they jump on it because they want to be accepted by everyone else.
It's like at the moment, I think there's like those side bags and stuff, and so many people are wearing them. It's like stuff that's coming in.
And it's like, well, it's like, do you like that? Or are you liking that because you think you need to like that? Yeah. Or like what's bombarded with like, all the big fashion brands and shit, like how they market it, the body, for like girls, the body image issues that they create. Yeah, that's like, they think that, like I remember, probably our generation, the Tumblr phase, there was like these like skinny girls and like, extra, and now it's like the Kim Kardashians, like, big whatever. And then it's like, well, if you're either one or whatever, like, or if you're a guy, if you're like muscly or if you're skinny, if you're whatever, it's like whatever you feel, whatever body type you have, no body shapes are all the same. Yeah. Like, and then bit of like bad marketing and creating like all this like crazy issues. Yeah,
it's like false.
There's only like a handful of people that look like that, and that's where even like most, big fancy hairdressing places, the way that they market the hair, like you got to have hair like that. Reality is, as people, I see so many haircuts every day. The gorgeous haircuts. Only like maybe 5% of my clientele have those perfect hair.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like the way your hair grows, and
Yeah.
you
Or
know,
how thick your hair is, or well, you might have a receding hairline.
yeah,
Or, you
like
know
I do, and I just like hide it really well. Just shave off those parts.
just have the half mullet.
Yeah, the baby mark going on.
So yeah, like, so you just get your confidence through yourself, you reckon?
Because if I were to be me, dressing like this makes me feel good. If I were to walk out and like, I don't know, dress like some country road like model and walk into a shop like that, and not shitting on country road, by the way, or anything like that, but if I were to go and put those clothes on, I would feel so uncomfortable and I wouldn't feel confident at all. Like me, this is how I feel good, wearing the things I like. And I have like different moods. Like today, this is my like warm Saturday chilling at Official Vintage.
Yeah, chilling at, working at Official Vintage.
Yeah, this is my outfit. But like, you know, if I'm going out on like, you know, on a Saturday night or something, I'm like,
it's completely different.
Real rowdy, like, or, you know, sometimes I go to the barber shop and I feel like wearing a suit. Yeah. And I'll wear a suit that day.
Do you have any advice for people, like trying to find their personal style?
Well, I think it's like, just like how I was saying, I found mine was just looking and being like, I feel comfortable in this, I feel good in this. So like, you know, whatever your inspiration comes from, like it comes to that. For me, like I love the accessories to add onto it to like make an outfit, like because that makes them more unique. Like if you have two people wearing black t-shirt and black pants, it looks the same. But if you have like the same thing, but like, you know, got some jewelry, or you've got like, you know, bit of bandana hanging out, or like some chains, or, you know, like stuff like that, then it like can make the outfit look completely different. Or like tucking it in, cool belt, like, you know, something like that. Suspenders, for me, like,
you love the suspenders.
Yeah, I've got like my staple. Yeah, I normally wear gold watch and a bangle.
What are your three favorite accessories? Like not accessories, your favorite items that you own?
So I'm gonna count this as one.
Yeah.
So my gold watch with a gold bangle.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing it today, but I love having my neck covered. I don't know why, like in something a bit tight.
Yeah, like maybe a turtleneck or something like that.
Or I have this like thick, I got it from Bunnings. It's just like a thick chain that I always wear, and it's like really close around my neck.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting, one of my friends is making me like a tight necklace. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow, named Storm. And she makes these cool like beaded chain chokers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to pick that up. Yeah.
So what other staple, like clothing wise?
I always have my wallet with my chain attached.
Yeah.
And suspenders. I generally always wear suspenders.
So you're like more, you don't really have items of clothes, you're more accessories and like say bracelets, suspenders.
Because I feel like if I have like all my, like I can wear pants and t-shirt and then add those to make it more like my style, it would be the suspenders, wallet and my watch, or like my necklace. And then I just like rotate between my pants and t-shirts. And I don't know why, I feel more comfortable with my pants to have my shirt tucked into my pants.
What's your sort of inspiration behind your style as well? Because you just talked about it before, you were talking about your inspiration of your style.
Well, I'd think like...
Or like your idols that you look up to with your style, or just general idols as well.
There's this like, probably my favourite movie is like, it's this 80s movie called Electric Boogaloo Breakdance.
Do they have flares in them or anything? Or no?
Well, it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's like hip hop in the 80s, so it's like real extra.
Is that so with if I'm wrong, but
go on.
Is it like
on the spot now? Yarns with straw.
Yeah.
Now you're on.
The rise, like, was it the rise of hip hop? Is like that was that the movie, or
no?
Wrong, not.
I don't know. I feel like that's a Crump one.
Yeah. Because there's another one that's like the rise of hip hop, but it's like through the 80s in New York City.
Maybe this is like of that era.
Yeah,
but they were like,
it was completely different.
Man, they were like running crop tops too.
Oh, true.
Like
they're coming in now, man.
Yeah,
as well.
Crop tops are way. I love a good crop top, man.
Yeah, one of my good friends, Dan, always wears a crop top. He always cuts his t-shirts. I fucking hate people who cut their t-shirts. Man.
Yeah, because you're all about like
I'm about the vintage value of the tee, and then it just like decreases the value so much.
I might get that Pink Floyd one off the wall and turn it into a crop. But that movie I love because it's like, they were like kind of just like, that real weird 80s style, but then they heaps of chains, bandanas, cool hats, jewelry.
All the stuff that you're like inspired by.
I think another, like, I love pirates. That's probably another one too.
King of the Pirates.
King of the Pirates, yeah, man.
Also, Straw's also called King of the Pirates in my phone.
Definitely.
Why are you called King of the Pirates?
Because of my other inspiration, I love Japanese anime.
Oh, true.
My favorite anime is called One Piece.
There was actually a dude that came into the store. He's like, I get haircuts from Straw, and he's like, all we talk about is One Piece.
Yeah.
He had the studio. Oh no. He was a manager at Electric.
Him. Yeah.
And he was saying, all we talk about is One Piece references.
One Piece is it's so sad now. They're on so it started in 1999. I read the manga.
Yeah.
And it comes out every week, and now the guy's been writing for like 22 years or 23 years. And now, I don't know. Now I have no idea. He's just gone on a month break, but it's been like my weekend ritual. Every Sunday I'll sit there like reading it. And then like, now I've got a month break, and I'm like, oh man, this is the longest month of my life. Like, what the hell? I feel like something's empty from my life. But I don't know. He's definitely towards the arse end of it, but it's probably still more like 6 more years to go for it.
So with like that, like Japanese anime, like do you get a lot of your style from like Japan as well? Like
I love Japanese people do everything better. Yeah,
so much better. I always talk about it in this podcast, but do you reckon you get a lot of inspiration from them?
Definitely, their accessories, they like the way they for sure. I love even Korea, man. Korea's got it going on too.
Yeah, actually though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I always talk about it because it's like they're so far ahead in fashion and compared to us as well. And
like there were a few things that popped up. I bought on some like Korean tees, and they're just like made like those old school vintage ones where they're like that thick cotton.
Yeah, 100% cotton vibe.
Real nice. Where now you buy like, I don't know, like I'm not gonna shit on brands, but like you go buy something from a shop, you wash it by the end of the year,
it's for fuck.
Yeah, there's like there's nothing left of it.
So what's your favorite place to travel and buy clothes? What was your favorite place here, like with fashion?
Well, so clothes? Because I wear heaps of chains and accessory, and I love techno. Yeah. So everyone always told me like, man, you have to go to Berlin.
Gotta live in Berlin.
Yeah, gotta go in Berlin. Like the fashion there is sick. And I remember going there, and not in an arrogant way, but I felt like I was way better dressed than everyone. Yeah. And like,
it's just black on black.
It's just black, like man.
That's it.
And like it's cool, like don't get me wrong, it's cool, but I don't feel like it's progressed since the Berlin Wall came down. Yeah. And like,
it's just been like black sort of romper stomper vibe.
Yeah, for sure, which is cool, but like it's real. It becomes so normal that it's like mainstream. Yeah. That it didn't seem really original anymore. Yeah. Like
where else are your travels? Do you reckon? Like, did you find good fashion? And where's your sort of like favorite place to shop in the world? Because you've traveled a lot.
Yeah.
Since you've been to like crazy amount of countries.
Yeah, I've done a bit, but I feel like Rotterdam in the Netherlands is like really underrated. Such because everyone just goes to the Netherlands and they go to Amsterdam. But Rotterdam's like a real cool city and like very unique and very creative people there. Creators, like the vintage shops there are pretty cool. Yeah. And it's definitely coming up, and there's some cool shops there. But I still reckon Melbourne's the best, to be honest. Yeah. Like Melbourne is like, you walk down the street, like walking in Chapel Street or even Fitzroy, and you see some people. Oh, actually, you know what? I think Chapel Street's better dressed than Fitzroy. Like I feel like they just rinse the op shop vibe, which is still cool.
Fitzroy is just like, just actually.
Yeah,
like
they're going for like I'm your dad, like from the 80s.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just like then they're going for like pushing it too far, like too far.
Yeah, they want to look like not bums but bums.
Yeah,
like they want to
just like full Y2K, but then they're actually picking the worst bits of the Y2K stuff.
Definitely for sure. But I think like man, like this.
That's what makes it so good, I think, because it's like you have this side of the city,
so different,
south of the river, where people try hard with their fashion and they spend a lot of money. And they
definitely
put a lot of thought into what they're wearing. Yeah, and then you go onto the other side where they still put a lot of thought into it, a lot of effort.
It's a different style,
but it's just a completely different style.
My preference of what I like. Like if they're happy wearing it, like they obviously feel comfortable. I think with me, like,
I think it's just a trend over there.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely. I think because I grew up Northside, and I'm just like, I've watched it change, and I hate being that guy where I'm like, oh, when I was younger, it was like different and better. But like,
Do you reckon it was?
I don't know. I really like when I was a kid. I feel like 70s vintage was like really a thing.
Yeah.
Like everyone's.
I really hope it comes back, bro.
I frost 70s,
Yeah, like
the
just
cool
some-
shirts.
even just-
In winter, I'm like a fur coat king. I
Even
live
just
in
like
fur coats.
like not tight jeans, just normal jeans,
Yeah.
like bit wide, and then
Yeah.
like have a 70s t-shirt which is tight as fuck.
Yeah,
Would be like a cool vibe to get
Yeah.
back into somehow.
maybe
Some
official vintage got to bring
Yeah.
that one back.
Or 80s as well, just like some Converse as
Yeah.
well, like something basic. They need to get back to some of like those sort of styles, which I'm going to start trying to do as well.
Yeah,
But I'm like I base, like probably you're the same, I base a lot of my style of hip hop. So I wear
Yeah.
a lot of baggy
Yeah.
stuff,
yeah,
baggy pants, baggy tees.
definitely.
So yeah, that's what I sort of base.
Oh,
on.
for
What-
sure.
What
Well-
sort of stuff do you base your fashion off?
Well, like, when I was younger, I used to froth like the first album I ever bought. I had like did you? I don't know. Were you on the show when we had? Do you know what Sanity is?
No.
It was like a CD shop, and I think I can't remember how old I was. I was probably like maybe 13 or something.
Just burn it on.
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
no,
it?
I got a voucher for my birthday.
Oh,
and
so
I-
it's like, yeah.
And I really wanted 50 Cent in the club, like, and and Mum's like, no, he sweats too much, having that in there. So I got my voucher, and I went there, and I was like sweating balls because I was like, oh, it's M15, and it's like I'm 13. They're not going to sell me this CD, and I'm like freaking out going to buy this CD because I love 50 Cent, like,
Still love 50 Cent.
oh,
to this day.
100%, man, for sure. He was like an OG. I'm not like I hate it. Yeah, I'm not really into new trap hip hop.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
this isn't like there's a few tracks that like I listen to and I'm like I like, but for me,
I'm like getting into sort of UK rap as well, which
yeah,
is nice.
fresh.
It's just easier. Like, there's actually, I just reckon I like the voices on them.
Yeah,
I don't really like mumble rap or anything like that.
no.
But anyways, keep going with your story. I'll just cut you off.
No, that's pretty much it. And I went there and I bought my 50 Cent album.
Yeah, so you got a lot of your style from.
Bit of hip hop.
but
Well,
early
that's
on,
like for sure.
and
Because then after I got into that, then that's how I found that movie, and I was like obsessed. And I'm like, man, I love this. Like, I want to dance. And I'm like in the living room, like I rent this movie a million times, and I'll just sit there trying to dance as a kid.
Rented a million times.
Yeah,
That's something that no one hears anymore.
Dude, my little cousin's like 14, and I was like, oh, a VCR, and he's like, what's a VCR?
Yeah. What's renting a movie?
Yeah,
bro?
I'm renting a movie. What subscription is that?
What is a blockbuster? Actually, though, they fucking
True.
don't know anything.
Man, that was my thing. I would do. You'd get like
Well, you went to a store where they had DVDs, and then you
Weird.
paid for it, and then
you give them back,
you give them back.
and if you get a
And
late,
if you have a scratch on it, you get fees.
and if it's a new release, you get it
Yeah.
for one night or 3
Yeah,
nights.
true.
And then if it's like or you get a weekly, and if you take it
Yeah.
back, you get a fine. Like
Yeah, and then we used to, because you at the front of those blockbusters, when you'd be late, like a week late, you just like chuck it in the box and like
Yeah.
hopefully like they don't like backcharge you.
yeah, for sure.
Your
like, oh no, they closed. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck, they're gonna send me a late fee.
yeah, you get there late, and then you'd rush hard out to get to the store before like whatever 9 o'clock before it closed. You're like, we've got to get a late fee if we don't. And I
Yeah.
think they're fucking hectic late fees as well.
Oh, for sure. Back in the day, like it was like it would be like $5, but $5 for bringing the DVD late is shit.
And it's like, mate, come on. And then like none of those companies ever.
I don't know if they exist any. Oh,
they
actually,
don't. There's
no.
one more blockbuster left.
Well, I know there's this like weird guy on somewhere in Richmond. Well, he's not weird. He's just like a quirky. It's like a quirky
dude.
guy. He's got like a record shop with a CD shop, and like he rents DVDs as well. And he's just sitting there trying to organize them. Looks like a crazy scientist in this like weird shop at some Swan Street. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, there's not that many DVD shops. No, I'm pretty sure there's one blockbuster left in America, and they're just like scraping by or something.
Yeah,
For the nostalgia of it only.
I think it would be cool. I wouldn't mind going to rent a DVD.
Yeah.
I just like I sit there. I
Like,
waste half my
even
time.
now, even now, I don't even have a DVD player or anything. So
True, and your laptop probably doesn't even have a CD port
No.
in there either.
like, I don't even have CD ports anymore.
Dead technology, man.
Technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got into like that movie,
Yeah, and then
and like, how did your fashion sort of progress from there?
I think like music. Yeah, I think like music was always an influence. So like from that, then yeah, like as I got older, then music I got into, then you start like looking at like how they dress. And I think when first I was rock, and then like I love the Beatles, of Bob Marley, and then like seeing how they dressed in the 70s, that like inspired me too.
Do you reckon you like pulled a whole bunch of styles from all these
Yeah,
people?
for sure, definitely. Like I think for me it was like their whole image, and like especially I love the idea of like revolution, and then seeing all that, and they were dressing differently to show that we're not going to just be like this and conform to what you want. And then well, now it's like becoming more acceptable though, like you can wear whatever you want, but I remember when,
especially in Melbourne,
yeah, for sure, like
people don't ever look twice.
Well, because like when I lived in the Netherlands, I lived in this place called The Hague, and I got a job at this barber shop that was like on the same street where the King and the Queen's castle is. And my boss, like, I remember walking in, and I didn't even think I wasn't even wearing the most outrageous outfit I could wear if I wanted to.
Yeah, it was just medium.
It was just like, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It wasn't even that bad. Like, and I walked in there, and my mate was working there. And I walked in, and I was like, I heard you're looking for a barber. And my friend was like, I've got the job. And I was like poor as shit at the time, and I needed a job. I was like eating like one sandwich a day, and like real ghetto, drinking beer for dinner because it was like cheaper than eating, because it was like 50 cents for like supermarket brand beer. And I'm like, well, that, sandwich and then beer, and I'm full and I'm drunk and I'm happy.
Yeah,
and
happy
like
days.
And but I walked in there, and he was like, no, I'm sorry, like we can't have you working here. I was like, oh, you haven't even seen me cut hair. And he was like, and I had long hair at the time too, and he was like, oh, you're just, and I'm sure there was like a bit of a language barrier too, but he's like, oh, you're just too weird for the shop. And I'm like, oh, cool, thanks, man. Like, you have a good day. And I left. I was like, shit. My friend was like, he's like, what did he do? He's like, no, man, look at him. We have like politicians and like because Shell's headquarters was around the corner of the International Tribunal Court.
How was cutting hair overseas with the language barrier?
Oh, well,
with the because you lived and worked in the Netherlands.
Yeah, so there it was like, this shop, everyone speaks English first of all.
So it wasn't even.
That was like good, but I was trying to learn Dutch, but I can speak barbershop Dutch. Like,
just like
I can like
the one
like,
of.
Oh, like, hi, ik ben Stro, kom lekker zitten, wat kan ik je helpen? Which means like, hi, I'm Stro, nice to meet you, come take a seat, what can I help you? And I learned like all that is like little bits like that. But because it was like an international city that everyone was from everywhere.
True, so it was easy.
So I was like really good with that. And but then my friend was like, man, you like, he was like, why won't you try him? It's like, nah. And then my friend knew how desperate I was, because I was gutted. I was like betting on this job. I was like so real screwed. And he was then he came and called me the next day. It's like, man, will you cut your hair? And I was like, he's like, he said he'll hire you, but you gotta like tone it down. And I was like so desperate. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. I'll change the way I look. Like, so I cut all my hair off and like, tried to dress normal or whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
And like, I did it for like 2 months, and it really killed me. Like,
killed you inside.
Yeah, for sure. Because I would like dress and like look in the mirror, and I'm like, this isn't me.
Yeah.
Like I had to change.
Like you were talking about before, you're like, oh, this is me.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hot ass cunt.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out there and kill it. When I was looking in the mirror, and I'm like, I feel like shit. Like, this is vanilla basic bitch. And
vanilla basic bitch, man.
I hate this.
Perfect description of it.
Yeah, it was just killing me. And then after, like I'm like quite a charming man. Within a short period of time, I managed to get like a decent amount of clientele coming through. And then and it was just like my boss at the time, he was, he saw me and he made this like stigma in his mind of what type of human being I was. And then after a little bit of time, he like, we have matching tattoos now. Like, and then after a little while, I was like, nah, I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I can't dress like this after 2 months. And I felt like I earned my position in the shop.
To be able to
and I just changed it and I started dressing however I wanted again.
Yeah.
And then, I was actually better on my job because
my mental more confident.
Yeah, I was more confident. I was happier. I was being myself, where I was like being really self-conscious, going, am I allowed to be like this? Like, can I dress like that? Am I talking to
important people?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a nice place to be in.
No, and then, but I just like, had to prove them wrong. And then, he was like, really valued me, loved me, having me there. And then he allowed me to do, and now we have like mushroom matching tattoos. Yeah. Like,
so good.
So just, I think like some people, they just,
judge a book by its
cover. And I just had to, and I accept that, like, I've had no favors. like dressing the way that I am, but I don't do it to impress. I do it for me, and also understand that people are going to have their judgments. People are going to assume things of me, and it's part of the give and take. Like I accept that that's like things that I have to accept by.
But if you want the confidence,
but this is it's who I am. So if people talk shit or have an issue, then I'm happy to give them a hug and we can talk about it.
That's perfect. I think we should end it on that because that's fucking heartfelt, and I love that, man.
Yeah,
that was good. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks, so good to have you. Be on here.
Make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. That was a fucking good episode. Thanks for fucking jumping on, man.
Me, bro.